the troublesome that live inside the people that floating around you, but be around you. Some people are miserable around you. You never know, and you can't. Right now, today, in this modern time, that the system not allowing you to discipline your kids the way that you want to discipline your kid. It's a way that you got to discipline your kid. You cannot discipline your kid in a violent type, aggressive type mode when you try to get them, because sometimes you feel like they don't not understanding what you're saying or whatever. You cannot be aggressive in that type of manner to your kids, because your kid can be bitter and you never know, and be repressing from anything that you may say or whatever. They might not grasp on what you're saying. You have to be patient with your kid, even if you be mad, and even if you feel like you the parent and they the child. You cannot have that type of remedy, type of aspects of discipline your child anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because the system made it to a point where making them resentful. If your parent treat you this kind of way, or if your parent honor you in this type of way, things like that. It's like the system not allowing you to beat your child with a switch or anything. That some parents may get mad, upset, and hit their child all kind of ways, like without restraining their anger, and mess around and bruise their child. Some parents done that, and so they set laws in effect of not allowing the parent to do that. Now, if a child feel like he's a child being abused as a child, he have a right to contact them, and children and family gonna step in, and maybe the child may be taken from you. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But you having that type of aggressive parenting, you know. But you have to have a type of parenting now where you have to be mindful of how you treat your kid, how you delivering your message, and what you're saying to them, because you may demean their confidence, may dim their light, where they may go into silence, and you never know. And they may be hating you in a silent way, the silent treatment. They may be disliking you, and you never know until they get up in age, and then everything come out because they don't need you anymore. You know what I'm saying? And came away, they take care of themselves. And that's when they start mistreating you because of past things they never forgot. But you forgot over time, and you came in the need of them, and you see that they don't want to be around you. The time they become an age of 18, they're out of here, and you'll never see them no more. Some parent is rejected like that by their kid, and things like that. So if you building a monster, the way that you treat them, you know what I'm saying, even though they crying, the resentment that you put inside them, and you start inside them, you building a monster. And by you building a monster, you may, in a way they may go, and the dislike they may have towards people, not knowing how to handle that type of, look over that type of dislike that they have, you may create a monster that go and hurt people. You know what I'm saying? Well, because they dislike how people treat them. You know, like this Portland shooting guy. You know what I'm saying? Where the first people that he came in contact, they may not be the ones that talked bad to him, made him feel like that during the time that he was there attending that school. It was a year later he came back, and all the dislike that he had toward that place, or whatever people that done that to him and made him feel that type of way, he came back in that place and hurt some of them people that didn't deserve all that. Some of them people that he came in contact with, where he had the assault rifle, and he just let it rip on them, putting massive holes in the people. They dropping, you know what I'm saying? Because he felt bad about his emotion, where he couldn't get it together because he felt bad in his emotion. And that's come from being demeaned by people, by his at home and his neighborhood. He never got accepted as being a favorite guy. You know what I'm saying? So he had this type of resentment living inside him, and he decided to go destroy the people at that place that he hated. He hated that place. And the people that roamed in that place that he came first contact with, he let it rip on them. He didn't care because if that was the individual that done it to him, he just let it rip on anybody because they was in that place. And that type of resentment comes from bad parenting. Bad parenting. And not rewarding him, encouraging his confidence, encouraging him in an optimistic way, it demeaned him and talked bad to him like he worthless and he felt hopeless and troublesome. Well, troublesome when his emotion took complete control of him and he couldn't stop himself because he felt bad and felt empowered to destroy. So he became troublesome. That's what troublesome means. Know what I'm saying? When you is tucking in the whirlwind of your emotion and you cannot stop your emotion and you have the heart to go to destroy. That's troublesome, man. And just because you feel empowered to take advantage of people's lives. You know what I'm saying? And just destroy, just by you feeling a certain type of way, that don't give you the right to do that because people that have experience supposed to enlighten the one that don't have experience, to bring them up to speed on the level, the cipher, or where a point where humility, self-humility is awakened in that person, so that person can have this self-humility to stop himself, them emotions that he knows not right, not to embrace on someone else. This is what we supposed to take our time in mind, in the mindset. Now that things don't happen and events don't happen, now we are aware of what could happen if we have bad parenting. Bad parenting dim your light in your child, and you put pessimism in your child. You installing pessimism in your child, talking bad to that child. That don't mean because that child crying that child is minding you. That child crying because that's something that child got pride too. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep in mind that that's a human being. Just because you feel like he's in your house, you paying bills, and you taking care of the child, that child still have some kind of pride in himself. And come into his own mindset as a teen, even as a youth, going into the teen, they become aware of certain things. And those things they become aware of, and you install the pessimism in that child is going to master pessimism. That's all that child knows. And that's what you're making that child familiar of, to resort to his wit play instead of his mindset. And that become a troublesome child. By you taking time and respecting this child's pride and dealing with this child the way that you're supposed to deal with this child will grow into the person that this child is supposed to be in life. Because this child knows optimism, the best hope, and that's what he keeps himself in the best hope in his mind. But when you putting pessimism in somebody, that's a deceiver transgression. You're gonna transgress and do destroy, you know, and that comes from bad parenting and people in society that this person come in contact with, they make it worse, and you're gonna resort to violence and destruction. Well, this person talking in a way, not knowing that this person is damaged emotionally, this person is not equipped to handle those type of constructive criticism that and aggressive criticism or arrogant criticism that some people put on people because they want to be sarcastic and sabotage things. You know what I'm saying? And by you sabotaging, not paying attention to who you're talking to, you don't know exactly who you're talking to. That person that you're talking to may be a monster. And you may be calling the monster out of this person to destroy. So it's a way that you have to talk and be in the present and midst of people, not because you thinking of the title that you think you own make you better than this person, whatever. Everybody deserves respect on some kind of level. You got to know how to respect certain situations, certain people, kids, adults, older people, things like that. So just because you think you in power, you think you can destroy or do whatever, you got somebody out there can do it way swifter, better, and destructive. And really, and don't care about going, losing their life, doing this stuff because the way they feel. They'll lose their life the way they feel.